NIDCAP all about? I just want to inform, I just want to tell that I have nothing to disclose with this presentation and all the photography with consent. So, what is NIDCAP all about? NIDCAP is not a new management, it's not a new technology. It's all about our care, our hand and our heart, our conscience. So this is what is NIDCAP. NIDCAP is where the implementation of care that is already applied to the first world country. So we're talking about the United States, we're talking about Europe, and they started this one since 4 decades already. However, I just want to tell you that the premature baby is not yet ready to go out from the outside world. So what do they do? They are very sensitive. They are not ready to the light, to the noise, and they are living distress outside NICU. And this will worsen their sensitivity, and it will implicate a complication with their progress. With the medical and perinatal, with all your technologies, with all your expertise, it will help the NIDCAP implementation of care and NICU. Sorry. So, I will tell about the NIDCAP. It's the implementation of care we are using for the medical and nursing. And here, we're talking about the environment, we're talking about the family, we're talking about the infant care, and we're talking about the staffing system in the whole community. So this is our reference, and here you can check on it, and based to the WHO, CDC, and UNICEF is also recommended. NIDCAP is a new individualized developmental care and assessment program, and this is an individualized, not every baby has the same management. So we should know that as a caregiver, as a physician, as a multidisciplinary, we should give the individual care. Okay? So here is what we are talking about. We're talking about the environment of the baby. We're talking about the family, the delivery system, how long is the delivery room and OR to the NICU. This time should be adjacent. The minute, the way, or how long is the journey of the baby from delivery system to NICU. That is matters about the brain. Because NIDCAP is all about brain care. And how about the infant care? How are you going to take care of the baby, especially for the pain management? When you took care of the baby from pain management, you are taking care of his brain. And how about the family? Are we integrate the family in the care? We need the family in the care. The family is the number one multidiscipline anyway. So how about the staffing system? I will ask you to all of you right now. Who supported you when you are stressed? Who supported you when you are very tired from your work? You are all dedicated, neonatologist, caregiver, and multidiscipline, but nobody cares. So in NIDCAP, we care for that staff in the system so that you're going to give back the quality of care to the baby. And about 120 million born per year. 20 million is looking for the special care. For the first 2.6 million, there are the babies who are having the severe complication that died in the first year. Still in WHO, 15 million still, we have to care with the premature babies. The history of NIDCAP is all about Dr. Heidi House. She is a neurodevelopmentalist from 1960s. She is a mother of a baby with a problem with the brain damage. And his son, he got an epileptic seizure. Now his son is almost 35 years old, is still in New York Papa age. And by that time, according to her, his son there is a strength, that the baby is talking, that the baby needs our care. So, with that one, they worked with Dr. Frank Daly from 1970. He is a neurologist and he is also a neurosurgeon. And they worked together to understand more about the brain. And after that, in the 1970s as well, they worked with Dr. Terry Brazelton, which they took about sensitivity to use the language of the baby. So, with that one, in 1970s up to 1981, where the first group of neurodevelopmentalists from Harvard University in Boston Children's Hospital, which is the first training center in India, and we developed the conceptualized observation of 10 minutes, responding to the baby, looking at the baby, when the baby is sensitive, when the baby is asking what helping it, and this is what about the history of this data. In Middle East, it started in Israel since 2007, and they are already training center only last year, October 2018. In Gulf region, they started in Saudi Arabia only one hospital, and that was in Fahad Medical City. The embryonic started the process. And in 2017, the neonatal improvement program started. The change of culture and the implementation of developmental care as a national implementation. And the rest, Lebanon and Iran, started in 2014, and at the present, still they are ongoing. And they train the neonatologists, it's not the nurses alone, it's the neonatologists and the multidisciplinary. This is the NIPAC model, where we are taking care, as you can see, it was conceptualized by Dr. Heidi House, this one, and we developed for 40 years with this developmental care model. The NIPAC benefits is shown that the evidence of all these things, especially for the brain development, and you can even discharge as early as 34 weeks. Recently, last October in the USA, because we have a yearly update from Sweden, they are asking for they shown again their evidence that with their NIPAC care, they discharge the baby as early as 34 to 35 weeks. And we can do it also here, right? Then, there are three systems that is affected in developmental care, which is the brain, the heart, and the respiratory. Because if we don't take care of the brain, what are the complications? Respiratory, DPD, how about the blindness, mental and physically disabled, deaf, and mute? So here, these are the evidence of the first beneficiary in Gulf region. This is Abdul Hussein. He is a 28-weeker, weight of 1.14 kg, and then he got oxygen ventilation at 8 days, and afterwards, it was discharged at the age of 34 weeks exactly. At the age of 32 weeks, full feed, bottle feed, and breastfeed. And the weight during the discharge is 2.5 kg, and this is my case during my advanced practicum when I was in training. Then, Nair is 27-weeker, weight of 750 grams, oxygen therapy for 21 days, and we encourage the mother to do tandem care every day until the baby discharges at the age of 36 weeks. This is the jury, the 14 beneficiary babies, and 26 weekers, 640 grams, with multiple pathological fracture. And this, we implement the NIPAC care for this baby, and there is intermittent oxygen. Initially, it's 7 days, and then intermittent because of the pain, and the baby has a lot of chaos during that time. However, the baby was discharged an actual 40 days, and when we follow the baby, all of this baby we follow out for 1 year for their muscular development. All of them are very smart, no physical deformities, mentally and physically healthy. And this is Rima, one of the youngest. The mother is a neurosurgeon and neurosurgeon in Fahad Medical City. Initially, he doesn't want the baby. He said, I don't want a disabled baby. But we convinced him, we stopped him, we took the DNR sheet, we did not allow him to sign the DNR sheet. Why? Because we believe that income is going to improve this baby and not physically and mentally disabled. And recently in April, Dr. Fahad met him. This is the evidence, if you want to see the evidence of income implementation in your NICU, this is not a one-day show. You need a year. It will take 15 years, 20 years before you're going to see the development. However, you can start the implementation, you can start to get your data and KPI. With this one, we took the data for 3 years back, and we have this 13% for the IBH. And the international benchmark is 10%. However, when we implement after 3 years, we took the data and we go down to 8% below the international benchmark. In ROP, we took also the 3 years data from before the data implementation, and from 6.2 during the implementation. After the implementation of 3 years, we have only ROP of 1.7%. And we also achieved the zero infection in NICU, and that is also very evidence already. Here in screening, everything this one will go down, and we will give you quality of care in your NICU. So the strategic plan and goal, it will take how many years? The training, it will be 2 to 3 years, and the planning is 5 years. And when you become a certified or a training center, it will go to 15 to 20 years. This is how we're going to score the LEADCAP model. We score it according to the 121 standard. And if you get 2.5, you are the best people in the region. If you get 5, you are the best hospital in the whole country. So, what it matters most about nesting is support the positioning, diaper change. What is the importance of different diaper positioning? Why it's prevent IBH and also fracture of the leg of the baby. What is the importance of positioning? It's all about neurodevelopment. When the baby is in good position, the baby will sleep more, better and better outcome of the brain development. What about the sensory motor, the silence and the light and the noise in NICU? How about the noxious odor that they are smelling? Everything it matters because it will tell about the brain development of the baby. So the NICU should be silent like this. And I just want to ask you, how about your NICU? Now, you go back to your hospital and you will assess what is your NICU. Then, how about the kangaroo care? Do we implement kangaroo care? This is the 30 years evidence already from the CDC and recommendation by WHO that increase the chance of decrease of the morbidity and mortality and also zero infection. Also, aside from this benefit, the benefit of more encourage the mother to become the breastfeeding, the outcome of breastfeeding, the benefit of breastfeeding, then a kangaroo care baby is more better than the non-kangaroo delivery, and they are more smarter. Also, appropriate body according to the criteria. There is also a body and policy we need. Now, with the recent, I interviewed some of the research center in our meeting in Karolinska, that is in Sweden, a research center. They are not batting their baby in their NICU. They are batting their baby when the baby is ready to go home. the 1% and 2% according to the age. And please refer to the recommendation of the CDC. Then we have also the pain management. Did you implement already the rapid the RSI? Did you give already a pain medication for intubation? This is very important for the baby. If the baby is in pain, we are damaging their brain, especially for the premature babies. So I hope every one of you are working together with pharmacology and non-pharmacology, especially ROP and all the painful procedure. Knowing the behavioral cues, do you know how to talk to your baby? Did you understand them? They're talking to you. They're telling you to stop, but you're not listening to them. So this is all about the midterm care. Developmental care or midterm approaches are during the first minute of life, after all the guidelines that we implement, especially the golden hour. And the transition is from the delivery system. We need to start from delivery in OR. We need to start during the golden hour, admission to NICU. The first 72 hours is the most critical period of the premature baby when they are having this complication. During the caregiving, and we will discharge them at early as age 20. The age of 22 weeks, as early of 34, corrected weeks of 34 weeks. And we have already a lot of them. The complete care, this is now the new trend. Now we are trying to develop our NICU as a standard base. However, now again, the first world country is started again, the complete care. The mother and the baby together, they should not be separated from the time of delivery until they will go home. This is the standard if you're not checked on the complete care. So, about pain management, if you don't have the sucrose, you have breast milk. The key benefit of breast milk is pain management, as non-pharmacology, introduction of oral positive feeding, especially the early delivery, like 24 weeker, 23 and 22 weeker. Still, this is a very good for them for the oral positive feeding. And third, it will increase their immune system to prevent enteroconnect necrotizing enterocolitis. Just recently, I was in Chicago, in Illinois last month. I observed in each baby, they have every 1 to 2 hours, they are putting EDM in their mouth of the baby. They're cleaning, they're not using normal saline, they're using EDM. And that is a very effective for the pain management. Why we are going to sucrose if we don't have the sucrose? We have that EDM or the breast milk of the mother. We're only few income professionals involved, and the result is there. And what we need now to empower our caregiver, our physician, our multidiscipline to implement midterm culture. We need to educate the whole region, the whole hospital. And what is the traditional care? This is our care before, without midterm. And this is the care with midterm. You can see the position, and we have a lot of opportunities to improve still. So when you go back to your NICU, you should see all these opportunities to improve. So these are all a non-midterm care. You can see how the baby are being not comfortable in sleeping. And we should implement more. We should the competency of our team, the physician and the nurses, to have a quick line. Okay. This is still in our era. It's still this one. So we have a lot of opportunities to change. And this one. So especially also the environment, incubator is very important to clean, because this is the number one healing your baby in ICU. The standard should be straight on it. The environment is also an opportunity of improvement. a big no to the caregiver. Please do not do this because you are giving to raise your baby to be aspirated. 5 moments, it will save our baby's life. I've seen in Chicago, parents, multidisciplinary parents, and even a caregiver, they're not wearing any gown. They're just only washing their hand, do hand hygiene randomly. And you know, they have 365 days of zero infection and vaccine free. So this is the income care. What we need is 200 to 400 labs. And during the evidence of makeup, just for the recent study in 2018, our baby is not sleeping. Every minute from the basic study from France and Sweden, the evidence is the baby sleeping only every minute and wake up every minute. The whole 24 hours, maximum of 4 hours to 1 hour only to sleep every day until they will discharge. So what kind of progress we will have, what kind of brain we will have. That's why we need to implement kangaroo care. Because the baby, the mother and the baby together, the baby will sleep to the mother's chest. One cycle, 1 hour is one cycle of sleep, is a one cycle of brain development. So the more we encourage kangaroo care, the more the baby will be smarter and discharged early in her NICU. So decibel meter, the silent, it should be 45 to decibel meter. Now they are going with the research also in France and Sweden that it's not 45. They are talking about 30 decibel meter, and you cannot even hear like a whisper. So we should have the decibel meter to aware everyone that we are already giving the baby as complication to being ill in death in the future. So what we need, especially in feeding, we must know what is the feeding ml per kg per hour, and especially for every baby according to the weight of the baby. And why we need this? We need a comfortable chair for the caregiver in order to feed the baby in a developmental care way. We need a comfortable chair for the mother to sit longer period at the bedside. And this is the size of the stomach of the baby. And please do not push your baby to 230 ml. And the baby cannot tolerate that one. And then for the first 4 hours of transition of delivery, the baby regurgitate and vomited for how many times we were going to refer to you, but the baby is vomiting, regurgitate. And what you will do, you will admit to NICU, and after that, you're going to do septic workup and the baby started. So I hope you're going to be, yes, doctor. Then this is the recommendation on how we're going to feed the baby, how we're going to feed the baby. You can take all this one. And the benefit of daily bathing is very important. What we need is the parents at the bedside, 24/7 at any time. This is one of the evidence of kangaroo care. The development of the environment. This is for the staff, for the multidisciplinary, especially for NICU. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Buenafe, for this talk and evidence of the developmental care and the form of net care. I will present our project in Saudi Arabia going to the EdCap era of implementing the developmental care in Saudi Arabia. So, based on the evidence and the strong evidence actually that premature babies can benefit from better developmental care, we start a project in Saudi Arabia to train our nurses and to implement at the end, and our staff, and to implement the developmental care. Okay, so to start with the advance in the perinatal and newborn intensive care, make more premature babies delivering and surviving. So with this, we have to, the challenge becoming how to take those normal babies to normal or discharge as a normal babies. Developmental care is an approach to individualized care of infant to maximize neurological development and reduce long-term sequelae on those premature babies. The neonatal integrative developmental care model outlined 7 major measures or core measures for the neuroprotective family-centered developmental care in the premature babies. These are the 7 core measures: the protected skin, parenting or partnering with the families, optimizing nutrition, position, sleeping, minimize the stress, and the most important is the healing environment. And I think everybody is aware of this diagram, and which is maybe most of our neonatologists and the nurses saw it one day, and they are dreaming to be implementing this measures in their unit because it will change their era. The dream will continue a dream till you implement it. So what we did, we made this dream in Saudi Arabia as steps, and then become a plan. If you make an action on it, it will become a true. And this is what we did in Saudi Arabia over the last few years. So to implement developmental care, we have we want to start from zero. We decided to choose which one we can start with, and this is the famous projects that dealing with the developmental care, NEDCAP, from the American, WeCare, and then is famous in Europe. So we decided to go with the NEDCAP Federation and implement their criteria in Saudi Arabia. The first start was actually in 2011 to 2012 in King Fahd Medical City, when we invited the Netherlands team to help us on starting in King Fahd Medical City only as a pilot and to see how difficult implementation. It was a workshop which actually started, and a few months after this workshop, I left King Fahd Medical City, but my colleagues, Sam Hussein is here this morning, continue the projects over the 4 or 5 years after that. And there was major work of transitional from January 2013 to 2016. We start developmental care courses mandatory to all the nurses in the ICU, inside the neonatal ICU, and also we start looking for a certificate to sustain the changes in King Fahd Medical City and implementing these changes. In February 2015, our core specialist, developmental specialist graduated. At that time, 4 nurses from neonatal ICU graduated, And not only that, but also we were able to change the culture. And this was the first time to see a father who's skin to skin with his premature baby. And this was a major change in our institution. So it was a rather small success, but it was very important, indicating that we can do it in Saudi Arabia. The challenge is major when you are planning to change, to implement these changes in the whole country. We have 31 referral hospital with level 3 neonatal ICUs, and we have more than 1,800 neonatal ICU beds, and this is the challenge. If you are planning to change at this level, you have to make a lot of changes at the level of individuals, at the level of the institutions, and at the national level. So these are the most important things that we need to change if you are planning to start national developmental care implementation. We need to create a central group and team leader. You need to establish national standards. You need to operationalize these standards and structural, individualized training programs for your staff. So this was not an easy. The most difficult part, as we mentioned in the beginning, is the healing environment in the neonatal ICUs, which is not including only the baby, but also the family and the staff are part of this environment, and they have to be in a right place. So, in general, the babies deserve the best available treatment, and the babies and the parents should not be separated due to inadequate space or restrictive policies, and the NICU environment should meet the needs of all those people who are working on it. This was a major challenge. Why? Because this was our neonatal ICUs, and you can imagine how difficult to control the development or implement developmental care if you cannot separate control the noise, control the light, control the world, separate the babies. This was even worse if you have overcrowded in ICU, and this will be a real challenge. Even in good space, neonatal ICUs would be space between the beds is enough, but if it is open wall, and you will not be able to control the people and the light and the sound. The baby will be suffering inside the incubator with the even poor competency of the nurses. Not only that, but also there was an issue in our NICUs regarding visiting policy for parents and for others. In some hospitals, they will allow the mother to visit only for half an hour a day. So this is a real challenge. Breastfeeding room, there was no support for the mother to give milk. And even this, if she wants to give, there will be no place or freezer to express and store the milk. So a lot of challenges. The first step was to change the environment, and this is our project, which was mentioned or shown by Buenafe, to improve the rooms and the neonatal ICUs. So we worked on those more than 1,700 beds to improve. We planned the strategy of single rooms, and the nurses and the staff will work outside, and they will not. It will be a less stress for the babies. Even in this largest ICU in the Middle East with more than 100 beds, the renovation include new equipment, new chairs for the mother and the parents. We distribute